G'day everybody, welcome to Greens and Gains. Come and join me and my mate Lee. I'm a physio, 3-putt wizard and golf addict. Lee is a PGA pro, a rugby league degenerate and an absolute freak on the golf course. Greens and Gains is two blokes having a conversation about how to improve your golf game and feel better about yourself. Why don't you come and join the fun?
Hey everybody, here we are. Greens and Gains. Lee Hunt, Tom to Jersey. Hello Tom, how are you mate?
Hey pal, we're doing a podcast.
This could be an epic fail, but should we talk about how long it took to get to this point today? Or
So we jumped on the phone at 5:25.
Oh, it's 6 o'clock.
Yeah, it's taken us 35 minutes to get here. So please don't leave
Please
now.
bear with us. Bear with us. So what is Greens and Gains? So Greens and Gains is myself, I'm a PGA member, love coaching, all that sort of stuff, and Tom, who's a physiotherapist. We came together and we've struck up a bit of a friendship, and we found out that we can help each other, and then one thing's led to another, and all of a sudden here we are doing a podcast. And we're just trying to do a podcast to talk about our journey and how we can help others in their journey on this amazing game of golf, Tom.
This amazing, stupid, frustrating game, eh?
Crazy, and see if we can bloody help each other, and if we help people along, I've done my job, tick. You've done your job, tick.
Tick.
Beautiful.
And I think
That's Greens and Gains.
Totally. And I think part of a lot of what we're seeing on social media at the moment in the golf space is a heap of club pros talking to no one or a camera, and a heap of mid to high to low handicappers talking to a camera solo. And we thought maybe we could try and combine those two perspectives and kind of have raw, genuine conversations as somebody who's trying to get better at golf with somebody who's quite handy at golf, in the context of like coaching, learning, improving yourself physically, gaining club head speed, that sort of stuff. So
Shooting lower scores.
yeah, and maybe we can give you a balanced perspective from the hacker and from the plus whatever the hell marker you are, mate.
Well, you're not a hacker.
We're getting out of hacker
so
territory.
what's your handicap, Tom? Let's talk about your
It's gone the wrong way. I think I'm at about 12 at the minute. It was 8 about a month and a half ago.
Okay. That's not great for me. That's probably not good for business.
No, we've you and I we've made a heap of changes, and I've kind of been roughing it out through that like learning transition period where you start trying to make some changes, and I've had maybe 3 or 4 scores in the last couple of weeks. So I think we're turning the corner. We're trending. Purple patch coming.
What's the buzzword? Trending. We're trending. So
Yeah.
I think we've helped you out. We changed a lot of things. A fair bit of technical stuff had to happen.
Yeah.
You came from an online space. Now you're in person a little bit more. So things have changed. The communication has changed, and we've made a huge amount of changes to your golf swing.
Yeah.
From short game, which if anybody's watched our short game stuff, your short game was pretty poor. We've improved that. And now
It wasn't just pretty poor. It was awful.
it was bloody terrible.
Yeah.
And so we're fixing that. You've taken it all on board, and I think the last 2 or 3 rounds, I think there's a bit of a light, and I think some purple patch. You're well into it, and I think the handicap's going to start really improving and get you down nice and low, Tom. So
I think so. I hope so.
Yeah.
I was saying to someone the other day, I have all these new short game options, and part of what the last 2 months has been is trying to work out when to hit them. I've done a lot of that wrong. So I feel like having the tools, I know how to hit the shot. I'm working out when to get it out of the toolbox.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
You don't want to be a range rat. You've got to learn how to play the game, and they're two different things, aren't they? So there's a lot of people who just love going to the range, hitting a million golf balls, improving their technique, but there's really no consequence because we're not marking a scorecard. And so you can go to the range and it's the old cliche, I'm hitting it pretty good, I was hitting it good on the range, but until you actually tee it up, you got to hit the fairway and you've got to play golf and you've got to score, you've got to put a pencil on the card, it's a whole different ball game. So, not that there's anything wrong with going to hitting golf balls every day. I love hitting golf balls.
We love doing
myself.
that. When we had one of those pressure practice moments the other day, I had a putt to come back from about 3 feet for birdie, to come back to even through 12 holes, whiffed it, and then ended up shooting 8 over. So, there's the grip pressure gets a little tight. I haven't been that low in a little while.
The old white knuckles.
Yeah, so we're
knuckles.
learning
I think we've all had that.
Oh, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, we've all had that.
Now, that's enough about me and my handicap and what I'm working on. What are you playing off at the moment?
Golf Pro, so we all say we play off scratch, but my GA Golf Australia handicap, I think, is plus 3.7 or 8 at the moment. 3.7 maybe, not that it matters.
Well, it's closer to 4 than 3. We'll give you that.
Yeah, let's go with that. But obviously don't play a lot anymore. Played a fair bit previously in life, but I'm looking forward to playing a little bit more. And so when I can sneak in some golf in between coaching Tommy and running my facility down here in the Highlands, I do enjoy it. So, and you've been helping me with my body as such, because I'm he called me a boomer.
A specimen, a physical specimen.
I'm 44. I think my brain thinks I'm 20. My body looks 60, but you're helping me with understanding that I've got to look after my body a little bit better, not treat it like an amusement park. And I lost a fair bit of clubhead speed. I've had a bit of a gain in clubhead speed since Tommy's given me some tips. Tommy's tips, there we go.
The plug, thank you very much.
The plug, yeah, everybody follow Tommy's tips. And then, my clubhead speed's come up a little bit, which is great. So, and hopefully the scores will reflect that sooner or later, but I'm sure they will. So,
and I think the most exciting thing for me was you kind of have spoken a little bit about not being so sore and kind of rolling out of bed and being able to play golf and not having to prep for it, which is cool.
Yeah, I used to roll out of bed, basically, and now my back isn't as sore. I did go to the gym pretty hard a few days ago with my 14-year-old son and tried to be the big man. I'm very sore now.
Had to flex on him.
Doing the gym, in front of your son, doing this one, and going, it doesn't hurt, mate. This is what we do,
This is easy. Queenslander.
Queenslander. And we won't talk about that, thanks, Tommy. And, yeah, I'm a bit sore at the moment, so that's okay.
All right.
Okay. Righto.
Now,
Let's
week,
get on with the agenda.
big week in golf, hey?
The biggest. I think the biggest.
Yeah.
The Open Championship. I think, for me, the Open Championship, that's my favourite championship. I love watching the Masters, then maybe the PGA, and then the Open. So, but the Open Championship is my favourite. What about you, Tom?
I think the Augusta theme music, I'm newer to golf than you, but the theme music, the way they shoot that place, like the media they put out, it's just so good. I love it. So I would say Augusta.
They do a wonderful job, don't they? The music, the heartstrings, the tradition. But, the Masters is a tight second. And obviously us Australians, we've had one great winner in Adam Scott, but we've had lots of hardships.
Oh, yeah. But I would say probably Open is a close second. There's something about watching blokes, play off like a plus 15 or whatever the hell the pros are playing off, hacking a ball out of like fescue and making a 6 that it makes me feel better,
Well, okay. Yeah, fair enough.
About
You're
me.
into that.
Yeah.
So the Open Championship, it's starting right now, actually. So we're recording this, and it's just started in the background. So it's probably a good time for us to do our tips, Tom.
Oh, yep, a winners. Okay. Can I tell you who I would want to see win it first?
Okay. Yeah.
Obviously Australian. I'd love Scotty or Cam to win it. Scotty played well last week. Come on, Adam. Let's go.
Yeah, let's go, Adam. Yeah.
And then, like, from a golf swing jealousy standpoint, I'd really like to see Homer get a major. I just think his swing is just so nice.
You're a bit of a Max Homer guy. You're a bit of a Max Homer lookalike, to be honest.
Thank you.
Max
I'll take
Homer,
that.
Max Homer, okay, and Adam Scott, yeah?
Yeah, please. And thank you.
Okay, good. I'm going to go... I've been thinking about this. I'm not going to go with the normal cliche Scotty Scheffler because he wins everything at the moment.
Yeah, it's boring.
Yep. I think my Aussie pick will be Adam Scott, followed closely by Jason Day. So I know it's only one. So my Aussie's Adam Scott, just playing fantastic golf at the moment, and he's putting well. I know last week at the Scottish Open, I checked his strokes gained putting, and he was 14th for that week. So when his putting's going okay, his ball striking's supreme. So
yeah, it's never a problem.
Yeah, so Scotty followed closely by Jason Day, and I think it's the redemption story of Rory.
You reckon he gets it done?
The redemption story.
Okay.
Yeah, US Open was tragic.
It was sad.
It was horrible, and then people carried on about it. Bryson DeChambeau, a worthy winner, but I think poor Rory had to change his mobile number. So there was something in that. He said that in a press conference. He had to get a new mobile number. So people can be quite nasty, and maybe he just needed a reset. And I really, really hope Rory, if not Adam Scott or Jason Day, wins the event. So we'll have to come back with a little hot take on that.
Monday, we'll do an autopsy, perhaps.
Autopsy on Monday.
Emergency pod, cover off the winners and how we thought it all went.
Pod. If we get through this pod, we'll have an emergency pod on Monday, which we'll probably have to start on Sunday.
Sunday night, we'll start setting up. Okay, now I have a question based on what I've seen from the Open, and I think the current leaders, I've got it on the background, are through 8 holes or something, right? So,
who's leading?
I can tell you.
I don't know.
Song is -4.
Okay. How's Adam Scott?
He's not in the top 5, but he was 1 under through 2. So,
okay.
There you go.
Good. Okay.
My question is, so far, I've seen a whole stack of players hit driving iron off a whole stack of tees, right?
Yes.
I have a driving iron. I like my driving iron. We are also seeing some club manufacturers. TaylorMade are doing it. I know Callaway is bringing one out. I know Titleist do a higher lofted driver head, doing mini drivers.
Ooh.
I also, as you know and have seen firsthand, cannot hit a 3-wood or a 5-wood to save my life. It's tragic. My question is, driving iron versus baby driver, versus mini driver versus
driver,
wood.
Yeah.
Why for the 3? What's the difference? Please riff on this for me, Lee. Help me. I know nothing.
Well, I guess this week at the Open, you're seeing people using driving irons, get the ball low on the ground, the windy conditions of the Open Championship. Get the ball down, get it running. So we don't want to have the ball going too high. To answer the mini driver thing, if I had $1 for every time a club golfer came to me and said, I hit my 3-wood better than my driver, why? I wouldn't have to be doing podcasts with you, Tom. But I think that people hit their 3-wood better than their driver because it's a little shorter in length, as in the length of club. It's got a little bit more loft. So there's 2 things that are benefits to any golfer. More loft, shorter, easier to hit, higher, much better. Okay, so from that point of view, that's good. And I think the companies have figured out that these mini drivers or the old 2-wood is a gap in the market where people love it. So, and here we go.
Hey,
we've got one here
the head cover, the old school TaylorMade head cover is nice. That is nice.
Tom, you haven't been playing golf that long, but the burner bubble TaylorMade driver, for people who are listening to this, and if you're a golfing enthusiast, you know what the burner bubble was. And it was that colour shaft. It had a bubble in the shaft. Everybody wanted one. I think I got one when I was 16 or 17. It cost me $475, I think, which is a lot of money for a country boy. And I bought it at Coolangatta Tweedheads Golf Club. Wow, there you go. A long time ago. But it was this colour, and everybody loved it. And they've brought it out. They've brought it back. So this one's still in plastic. That's how new it is. But it's got, this here has got 11.5 degree loft. The TaylorMade, they come in 11.5 and 13.5. So you've got that 2-wood / strong 3-wood.
Yeah.
It's got the shorter shaft, and away they go. And for people who struggle with their drivers, and I think we can put a lot of people in that, I think the mini driver is just going to go that little bit longer than obviously the 3-wood. You can hit it off the tee. It looks like a driver, so your friends aren't ribbing you for hitting a 3-wood.
Oh, so there's like a stealth aspect. You can hit it
I think
maybe
it's
not
a bit
get
of
laughed
stuff
at.
And
people are like,
right.
what's that? You just say driver. Yeah.
That's my driver. And if the lie's good enough on the fairway, I think you can definitely pick it off the fairway with this.
Okay, that was my next question. Is do I lose out 3-wood versus 5, like mini driver versus 3-wood 5-wood because I can't play it off the turf?
No, I think you get this off the turf. I think it'd be all right off the turf. I think to be fair, it'd be pretty good if you had the right lie.
Yep.
I think you could get it going if you want to go on that long par 5 and 2, or if you're struggling with a long par 4 as a person who doesn't hit it very far. This is going to help. Long par 3, 200 odd metre par 3. I think there's a lot going on with this TaylorMade mini driver. They're just fantastic looking thing. I know other companies are doing it. I know Adam Scott had this in his bag a couple of weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
I've seen a few in the bag at the Open. You've seen a bit of that, so.
I know Tommy Fleetwood carries one. We know that.
Tommy Fleetwood, of
He loves
course.
his.
So it's not just the punter, the tour player is putting this in the bag, and if you can match it up with the right shaft, I'm all in with the mini driver. I think it's bloody fantastic.
So
and I think everybody should be looking at one at least.
Or at least getting their hands on one and demoing one, maybe, or giving it a go.
Yeah. Try it out. If you could hit 2 or 3 more fairways around, how much is that going to benefit you around? It's going to be unbelievable.
Two or three more.
Yeah.
You mean total, right?
2 or 3 more fairways than normal. If you're hitting none, Tom, you need to come back.
Yeah, let's cut that driver shaft down. I reckon you're onto something.
We're onto something. Yeah.
My next question is, how much tighter am I expecting my dispersion to be if I've got an extra couple of degrees? And how much shorter do you reckon you're going to be hitting a mini driver? Okay, just so people have an idea of what to expect from a club like this. Because I have no idea.
Let's go back. How many people, the average golfer, they probably hit their 3-wood better than their driver. So 1, they're hitting more fairways. 2, sometimes they hit it further because, most people, the average golfer is going to struggle with that slice. They got a little bit more loft. It's not going to slice as much. It's going to get it in the air, keep it straight up. You'll probably find that the distance drop is not huge. If anything, you might benefit from a little bit more distance because you're not slicing that flat face and it's cutting and you're getting so much side spin on it. You probably there's a big chance you'll pick up distance. And you'll hit more fairways. You're going to hit more fairways. I guarantee you'll hit more fairways. If you struggle with your driver and you've got you show the mini driver in, you're going to hit more fairways. There's no doubt. I've got no doubt at all. Are you going to lose distance? Well, if you're on a launch monitor, you might lose distance.
Okay, let's pretend for a second. Let's. I need you to close your eyes, breathe deeply with me. Imagine Tom could hit fairways, right? Consistently.
Yeah.
Let's say driver carry at the moment for me is maybe 230 meters, so 250 yards sort of thing, give or take.
Hit it hard.
That's when I'm smashing it. What am I expecting, you reckon? I think I'm playing my driver at the moment at 10.5. If I was in a 13.5 mini driver, what number would you expect to see, if the shaft and stuff was good?
We might lose 4 or 5 mile an hour ball speed. You might lose 15, 20 metres, but...
Oh, yeah.
15?
Okay.
I wouldn't think anything more than that, maybe.
But not a significant difference.
No, if you're hitting more fairways, what does it matter? It's a club.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And I suppose
it's the difference between hitting 7-iron and 6-iron.
Totally. And that's where I was going is it being a 2-wood, which I hadn't really thought about, it's just the next club down.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I really do think... Well, I do a lot of club fitting, obviously, and the average golfer, I find, one has got too much stiffness in their shaft and they're too little loft. So, most people have not enough loft on their driver.
And then we end up with too much side spin.
Then we end up with side spin and the ball cuts to the right for a right-hander, obviously. And it's horrible. They start leaning off it. They start trying to straighten it out. It's just horrible. Where this all could be fixed with a bit of loft on your driver and, a shaft that suits you. Like if you look at there's plenty of companies in the world that have these draw bias drivers.
Yeah.
And they've got loft. You don't see many heavy draw bias drivers with 8 degrees of loft.
Yeah, cool.
They've all got a little bit more loft, and that's to help straighten the face up.
And then
cut the ball less.
Should you, maybe go and fiddle with a mini driver and hit it quite well, maybe the solution would be going to a driver or adding loft to your driver and then going to a mini driver with even more loft again, perhaps, from a fitting standpoint.
Well, I was just talking about the TaylorMade, they have that 11.5 and 13.5, so you could dial that down or whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I think another benefit to this is that the mini driver doesn't cost as much as the regular size driver, for lack of a better term.
Yeah,
so
okay.
There's a financial benefit as well. So if people might want to buy a new driver, but drivers are costing $1,000 these days. The mini driver versions aren't costing that much. So
what's a driver? What's a mini driver go for?
Oh, they're going for around about the $899 mark, where the new drivers on the market, the Titleist, the TaylorMades, the Pings, all the major ones, the colorways, they're all at $1,000 mark, a little bit more.
Yeah.
If you can save a few dollars, hit some more fairways, you might lose a touch of distance, but overall it's half a club, one club maybe. But you're hitting more fairways, so your stroke, you're going to be better off. You're going to be better off hitting fairways. No good hitting it 300 metres down in the right trees.
Okay. Now, one caveat we should mention, you will have heard Lee mention TaylorMade a couple of times. We want to present a honest, unbiased opinion. So it is worth mentioning that he works with and has an arrangement with TaylorMade. They look after him. He sells their product. I do not. So one of the things we might do this week is we'll go and film and hit the mini driver. And Lee can run us through what sort of fitting changes he might be making. We'll get me to hit some drivers, and maybe he might hit some mini drivers and some of his own driver as well, and just show you guys the difference, perhaps, and some of the numbers and dispersion things we might expect to see. But, every time Lee talks, grain of salt, TaylorMade. Just remember that.
I'm a very proud HBS staff member, yes, TaylorMade. TaylorMade look after me very well, but the one thing I do is when I coach or when I club fit people, I do it on a TrackMan.
Yeah.
And the TrackMan does not lie, and neither does the ball flight. So it's the day they back their brand against any brand, but
we also like to use some data.
We like the data. I did sell Tom a set of Titleist irons. So.
Yeah. So, he's not just going to put you in TaylorMade. Don't doubt that. But, when he talks about it, we just want to be aware, And we want you to feel like we've made you aware. I don't want you to feel like all you hear about is TaylorMade,
The great people at TaylorMade do a great job.
They don't look after me, so they're fine. That's all we're going to say. Okay. Okay. Exciting news. Next thing I want to talk to you about, Lee. I've qualified for Bankstown Golf Club's B grade match play. I think it's Club Champs. It's some sort of tournament.
It's the Match Play Championships. Yes. Tommy, well done. B grade. Well done, mate. Well done. Yes. How are we preparing for that, Tom?
Well, Lee's organised for me to have some matches, which is very different. I've not played much match play before.
Match play, that's pure golf.
Yeah, and it gets close, and my grip gets a little tight. swing gets a little short and stiff, and it's bringing out some really tough, terrible golf under pressure. It's awesome.
Well, I think what's good is that Tom's qualified for the match play, which is fantastic, and I've put him up against one of my other clients, one of my other students, who qualified in the A reserve. So I've got the A reserve player playing the B grader, and we're learning how to play match play, and it's all happening. It's all happening. You're doing well. You're doing well.
He's tailed me up twice. Fuck you, Greg, if you're listening.
Greg will listen to this purely because he gets a mention. Well done, Greg James, on tailing Tommy up in the 2 sessions that we've had. But Tom's learnt a valuable lesson both times. We'll keep interest on how Tommy's going with the.
Maybe in our Monday emergency pod that we start setting up Sunday night, we can cover off how I go on in my big game on Sunday.
Another pod to add to the pod.
Yeah.
That's what people need.
Yeah, we'll keep them involved. They might like to know what we're up to.
Yeah, Tommy's match play.
Yeah, speaking of me trying to get better, Lee, what have you been doing this week to improve?
Oh, yeah. Okay, so Tom's helping with my body. I've changed gyms, which is great because my son goes to a gym. So, yes, I've been working very hard, doing a bit of running, getting fitter, stretching, all the fun stuff, which I love doing so much. But it is helping my golf. So, yeah, Tom, that's what I've been doing. I played a Pro-Am last week. Wasn't great, but anyway, that's...
what happened? Why wasn't it great?
I had 6 3-putts in 8 holes.
So, were you hitting the ball a long way?
Yeah, I was hitting the ball good. I actually hit the ball okay. I've got some distance back, which is nice.
Oh.
The problem is, Tom, I got the distance back with the putter as well. I was hitting it past the hole all day.
Club head speed with putter is 101 miles an hour.
Big shout out to Concord Golf Club and Tom Doak. If we ever meet, Tom, we're going to have a chat about those greens.
Punch him in the face.
Oh, my God.
Diabolical.
I'm still having nightmares about the greens. The course was in great condition. Greens are great. I was not great at putting on them. So he definitely beat me.
So what does a club pro or a professional golfer do after a putting performance like that? How do you go, Concord's greens are diabolical, that's not me? Or do you go work on it?
Oh, well, look, there's nothing wrong with the greens. That's the first thing I could say. The putting surface was excellent. It was all really, really good. I think I have done some practice this week.
Oh, okay.
Which is probably the first time I've practiced my putting in a long time.
40 years.
So... no, but I just haven't practiced my putting, so it was quite enjoyable. I went and practiced some putting, which was good, and then standing over the putter and I think people could probably putting is not much fun to practice. The golfer that goes to the driving range, and everybody knows who I'm talking about because it's probably themselves.
Yep.
They buy the large bucket. They go to the range and they get there and they go, I'm going to hit 4 shots to the 50-metre sign, and then I might hit 4 more shots to the car that's at 150.
And then 80 drivers.
And then you go, driver time.
Yeah.
So short game is not sexy to practice, but you know what, if you set up some fun games and stuff like when you're practicing and working on an outcome, you're okay. So, yeah.
So you rip back in, enjoyed it, back to the drawing board. I like it. So despite the 3 putts, we are getting better this week, is what I'm hearing.
Tommy, we were definitely getting better, and I'm playing at my local tomorrow, 11:34, first tee.
Okay.
And I'm excited about
Emergency pod Monday, we might go through how many putts you had.
Well,
no pressure.
No
pressure's good, remember?
The greens are going to be quick too tomorrow, I think. So
okay.
At my club. So
can you have them water them before I play on Sunday, please?
Well, I'm not playing the club where I'm the pro at. I'm playing my other club at 11:34 where I'm a member at.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, my last thing I want to talk about, which I think I would like to have this be a recurring segment.
Yes.
Things I saw on social media this week. I've previously asked you about the attitude around shrink the game, and I thought you said some really wonderful things. This week, I saw a reel. Somebody had posted, like, give us a list of things you think should be included in the price of your round. And the things I saw: range balls, beers, carts, heaps. If I got, right, how much would my round have to cost me? And I'd love to hear your thoughts on what people think a round should include. Let's say I got range balls, beers, and a cart, and I'm playing comp.
How many beers?
I play early, so let's call it 3 beers, because I'm just going to drive home.
3 beers.
What am I looking at if I
is it
actually...
a premium beer or...
it's not 4X, mate. It's not 4X.
Okay, so round of golf.
Yeah.
So say you're a member of the club, your comp fee, say $20.
Yep.
You want 3 beers.
Yep.
When was the last time you bought a beer from a bar?
Yeah.
What does it cost? What's the cost for a beer?
Summer of 2018. Maybe like $10.
Okay, so we're at $50 in total. You want a cart?
I don't like this already.
A cart?
Yeah, a cart. And
a golf cart for a member is $40 to hire. Normally at clubs, I would assume.
A lot of the commentary on this was saying, I don't like sharing carts either.
Okay. So first things first, if you're playing the comp, why are you drinking 3 beers while you're out in the course?
Fair.
Yeah. All right. Why? I get having a hit with your buddies, having a beer, playing golf, all that. That's great. How good's that? Okay. Should it all be included? At a resort-style golf course, yes, you're paying overs, $200 a game. You get a cart. You should get a couple of beers, a sandwich, an apple, whatever. Just chuck it all in. Value add. It costs money though. You don't get it for free.
Yeah.
And the club that has to purchase that to value add, it costs money. So if you're playing at a golf course where it's over $100 for a game, I don't think it's unreasonable to maybe get a voucher at the bar to have a beer when you're done.
Yeah, and a cart or something. That's actually quite a... This is the second time you've surprised me with a measured, clever response. I love it.
Well, I don't think it's unreasonable. I don't think it's unreasonable. I think it doesn't have to be an alcoholic drink. You could be like me, though. I don't think I've ever had a beer on the golf course in my life. So
that's so interesting.
I like a beer, but I don't like the feel of drinking beer and playing golf. It's just that's my thing. That's my thing.
Interesting. So what I'm hearing is, to summarise, resort course, give me all the inclusions. Give me some range balls, some tees, chuck a cart in, give me some food and some beers.
Yes, absolutely.
The club course,
no.
Be a good member, pay what it's worth.
Be a good member. Well, be a good member. You've practiced all week. Hopefully you've listened to your coach. Don't go and ruin it by getting on the juice the night before, turning up late to your tee time, giving the pro shop a hard time, going, oh, hang on, guys, I'm running down the first, not warming up, grabbing a beer at halfway, grabbing a pie, putting that in your mouth, and then go, oh, I only had 32 points, bro. I didn't putt very well. I don't think it was your putting, mate. Is that true? Oh,
you are Kev. If you're listening to this, Lee's talking to you.
Kevin. Oh, there's a guy. There's a guy called Kevin that comes to our club or my club where I'm the pro.
He's one of my playing partners.
He would be late to his own funeral, Kevin, and I don't think he's prepared ever. And I love the bloke. He's a legend.
He's a delight. But Kev,
Kev,
Lee wants you to warm up. He told me.
Just at least run from the car to the tee.
It's an emergency, please.
It's all a little tip for all you golfers out there, the golfers that are members at other clubs and whatever. Don't walk into the pro shop with your Macca's coffee saying, sorry, I'm late, the traffic was bad.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a really good one.
But you got the coffee, though.
Yeah. I've done that.
Was the traffic bad in the drive-thru? Or was it just bad getting to the McDonald's before you got through the drive-thru and got to the golf course? Not sure.
Yeah. On the thought of warming up, Lee and I have put together a little warm-up guide for his sim facility, the Palms. It's got a couple of exercises in there and a little bit about ball striking to do before you play. So if you'd like a copy of that, reach out to us, let us know.
We should
send us a
definitely, we'll
DM.
definitely share that, Tom. That's a brilliant document. Yep.
Yeah, we
That's
can
a
just kind
brilliant
of swing that around. So if you'd like it, if you want to know how to warm up better, Kev, if you're listening to this and you're sick of having 32 points after arriving late, let us know.
32 points is pretty good for Kev.
All right. I think that's us for today.
That's us. Right. Our first official pod. And Mum, thanks for listening.
Yeah. Lee's mum, thanks for coming. We appreciate it. It's been real. My mum, yep, cheers. Anybody else who listened.
The dog in the background.
Yeah. Howell's here. It's all good.
And we'll talk Monday after the Open.
Monday, emergency pod.
Emergency pod. It's not an emergency. It's only an emergency if Adam Scott doesn't win. It's just a pod. A wrap. The Open wrap.
Yeah, we'll wrap up and we'll talk about my match from the weekend. We'll talk about how many putts you had on Friday.
Of course, actually, the real event on the weekend is Tom's match play. Yep.
Yeah. And the Open is like a nice little backdrop to that, maybe.
No, well done.
Lee, it's been a pleasure.
Tommy, thanks again.
We'll talk soon. Thanks for joining us on Greens and Gains.
Yeah, hope everyone enjoys your golf. Have a great weekend.